So after the initial meeting with the consultant, so my wife was brought to Collingwood. I was there the other day when I showed you guys where the cancer treatment center is. So mostly she had 6 weeks chemotherapy here. So there was no children allowed, and the routine was that I bring her in the morning and they will take her in, then she will stay from 9ish till about 4 p.m. Then I'll come and take her again. So she will come back home because she's got a PICC line where they connected the chemotherapy stuff. When my wife will speak later today, she will say more about how the treatment went, because at the end of the day, she's the one that will say better. But I'm just talking about what I observed. I was aware that the chemotherapy tube looks like something you can describe as a baby feeding bottle that was always hanging on her, beneath the crook of her elbow. So she will have that. You come back home with that, and the plate line, or I can't remember what it's called, but something that goes through like a cannula. So instead of to be cannulated all the time, so they left it permanently on her arm. And we show that place remains, the most important thing is to make sure that place remains dry at all times, free from any sort of infection. So as her husband, what I will do mostly is make sure I got her like an arm cover. I will show that later when I get home. Something she uses to cover her arm while having her bath, her personal care. And I always stay around to make sure that she doesn't fall there. Maybe try to take water or something and have tip her fall in the bath. Because you can agree with me that one of the most difficult times a cancer patient passes through is tiredness, especially in the morning hours. They need active support in the morning. This is not the time, like as a husband to a wife that is having cancer. So this is not the time the husband should wake up in the morning and just disappear, because morning routine is very, very hard for them. So I woke up in the morning like I showed yesterday. You have already seen what my everyday activities was. So something like that. So we've always come to this Collingwood. That 6 weeks chemotherapy that she had here was something that she herself will describe, will be able to, something she herself will be able to describe later. But I don't think it's an easy experience. It's very, very tough. So she will talk about the chemotherapy something. But the only thing I can say about that chemotherapy is it makes them very weak. Then they're always very sleepy, and she lost her voice. At the time, I struggled to hear what she said. So, and appetite. She also lost her appetite. So, but I'll try to show the different things I was giving to her, especially fresh juice, everything puri, Sometimes I'll bring more than 1-2 plates of food and she wouldn't eat any of them. And what can I do? I wouldn't do anything than to make sure I support her to find another choice, make her another choice. And if that choice is not good enough, I have to bring another one. All they need is love. Love, 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 affection, cuddling, holding on, promising that there's life, because I can tell you that cancer is not it's only a small journey. So follow me more, I'll tell you more. Thank you very much. So we are now at effective care reception, basic ward. So this is exactly the place where my wife was brought in the morning on the 11th of August. So that morning we came in around 8 in the morning with my son and my wife. Then they now.
Right. Yeah, how are you? All right? I'm good. You?
So they now took my wife for the operation, and she went in there for the operation around 9 a.m. in the morning. And they asked me to go home, obviously because I had the son. I had my son with me. Then all the staff here were all very supportive, they were supporting us. So I left on that day, and she went into theater around 9 in the morning, and I was told to come back or to break after 4 hours. So the fear, the trauma began when it was like 5 hours. I called, nobody speaking, and I wasn't getting any call from the hospital, so I became very, very, very worried. So not until around 6 p.m. So my wife had to endure the operation for 9 good hours. So when I couldn't hear anything up to then, I had to ring again. And I decided by myself, I said, no, I have to come in by myself. Since nobody's calling me, then I had to come in again. And meanwhile, I came with my son as well, because everything wasn't really planned, cancer is such a sickness that it doesn't tell you when it's coming. But the problem is when it comes with full force. It doesn't allow anybody to plan how the treatment might be. So they brought my wife here, and they had this surgery and she would talk by herself, Then I had to come in around 8 o'clock. And as I was coming, come with me, I will show you what happened. I was actually coming to see because nobody called me. So I was at the lift when I saw a group of doctors pushing someone on a stretcher. So, and I looked, just casually looked like this, and it was my wife. I said, oh wow, this is my wife. Then the team asked me, so do you know her? I said, yes, Chima can know my wife. She said, yeah, that's the name. They look at the ribs on her hand. They say, yeah, come with us. She's going to ICU. So they took her to ICU, intensive care unit. And at the ICU, they couldn't allow us to come in due to I have a baby. My son now saw the mom was shouting, mommy, 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 dragging the stretcher, the bed, and these people, they wheeled her away. And my phone rang, and it was the doctor that did the operation. He said to me, congratulations, the operation went successfully. Your wife lost blood, your wife lost he told me so many complications and said, the last word I remember the doctor saying is that God is merciful. I said all the time. So at least I know that my wife is survived the operation, but now ICU is intensive care unit, meaning that something is really not quite right. So at that point, nobody could allow us there. They now put us to one room where we spent some time there, cooling off while my wife was taken to ICU. So at the ICU, she had all sort of support. She had stuff, drips, different types of liquid stuff, passing through her vein. She had stuff, people monitoring her as well, 24 hours. But I couldn't come in due to I had my son, and my son was shouting on, like crying, not shouting, but screaming, So I came out again, then I went to sit down at the outside there. And that was it, because the intensive care unit, everything there was talking about bereavement, everything is talking about end of life, everything. And man, I cannot say more, because at this point, if I continue sharing this, I need a time, okay? Because I'm getting too emotional about this. Please, can you just, I will come back.